I can't explain to you how we feel about that house. I can't even explain to you how we found it.
What do you mean?
Well, it was sort of mystical. I know that sounds strange, but it was as if something was guiding my husband down those streets, right up to the house. And then when we went in, he was stunned, as though he'd found the house he'd been searching for all his life.
Oh, I can't tell you how glad that makes me feel. That someone could like the house as much as I do, or did.
You know, we weren't even looking for a place. We were just there. But from the moment we walked in, I knew that we would never, ever find a house that we'd be happier in. Oh, Mrs. Scott, I want that house so badly.
Oh, yeah, well, as I told you on the phone, I haven't made any kind of deal with the people who are interested in the house. I don't even think I'm going to make a deal. I don't think I like them. Well, I'm sure they're perfectly nice people, but I don't like their attitude towards the house.
What do you mean?
Well, they really only want it as a third home, considering they already own two. And I figure all they want it for is a place to get away to when they're bored with their townhouse in the city.
Then it would be empty most of the time.
Exactly, and they're also talking about redecorating the interior of the house. Do you know I want to sell it furnished?
It's so beautiful the way it is. I can't imagine why anyone would want to change it.
Well, then you wouldn't make any changes, would you?
No, I'd leave it just the way it is. It's like an enchanted cottage. Oh, that sounds strange, doesn't it? Of course, it's not a cottage, and it's silly to think of any house as being enchanted.
No, it isn't. That's the way I used to think of the house when my husband and I lived there.
I've upset you. I'm really so sorry. No, Mrs. Peabody told me that you've been widowed recently.
Well, that's why I wanted to sell the house. I just didn't picture myself rattling around in that house all alone.
Yeah. You know, when I first met you, I half expected you to introduce me to your mother or something. I had no idea I'd be talking to someone so young.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I think I've aged quite a bit these past few months.
And your husband, was he young, too?
Yes, Draper was young. Much too young for what happened.
Draper. That's a very unusual name. You must have loved him very much.
Yes, I did. Yes, he was wonderful. We were married less than 2 years. Well, look, I have something better than a bunch of old photographs to remind me of him. I have a little girl. Beautiful baby girl.
Yes, Mrs. Peabody told me that you had a baby.
Listen, I'd be showing her off right now if she weren't asleep. Her name is Julia, and she was born about a week before her father died. And listen, I'm not upsetting you, am I?
No, I lost someone recently myself. My father.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
Well, it wasn't totally unexpected. He'd been ill for some time. That's part of the reason why my husband and I wanted to move to Monticello, because there's really nothing left for me at home.
Oh, believe me, I can understand that. But it is difficult, moving into a new city, making a new life.
Oh, I know. We don't know anyone here. We don't even have jobs.
Oh.
Oh, but that doesn't mean we don't have money. We have money for a down payment. It's just that, well, we might have a little trouble getting a mortgage.
Banks aren't too lenient about loans these days.
I am being ridiculous, aren't I? There is no way my husband and I could afford this house. I don't know what made me think it was possible.
Well, wait a minute. Where are you going?
No, I'm really sorry I wasted your time, but it's just one of my impossible dreams.
Oh, wait a second. There is absolutely nothing wrong with dreaming. Believe me, I have had quite a few myself.
But as I told you, we could only afford a down payment.
Dreams do come true.
What do you mean?
Well, when my husband and I moved into that house, we couldn't afford it either. This was part of my mother's estate.
I see.
My husband and I had very few material possessions. Look, why don't you come back and sit down? I think we should talk about this a little more.
The news moves fast, and to be able to tell you all about today's event, WMON News moves fast, too. Join me, Nicole Drake, and Monticello's largest news gathering team at 6 and 11 every weeknight for all the news you need to know.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, hi. Good evening.
And there's nobody downstairs. I thought you must be with Adam, but he's all by himself. He's erecting the world's largest suspension bridge, I think, with his erector set.
I know. I offered to help him, and he told me it was a one-man job. So I just decided to rest until you came home.
You feeling all right?
Oh, yeah. I just had some station promos to write, so I decided to do them up here. So.
Lying down on the job, huh? That's all right. You deserve to pamper yourself. I know you had a disappointment today. Finding out from the doctor that you weren't pregnant after all.
It's nice of you not to say I told you so. Why do you have to be so smart?
It'll happen soon enough, I promise you.
Yeah, well, you don't know how much I wanted to have good news to tell you.
Well, you can save my day by saying that supper's nearly ready. I'm starved.
Oh, yeah, I really should do something
Oh,
about
listen,
that.
Listen, forget it. I was kidding. As long as you've taken the day off, you might as well take the whole day off.
Yeah, but I don't know quite how I can do that without the three of us starving to death.
What do you mean? Don't you realize that most of the great chefs in the world are men? I will cook the dinner.
That's really nice of you, but
you.
there is a small detail you're not aware of.
What is that?
I forgot to go shopping.
Oh. Well, I do know how to use the phone.
That's true. You do that very well.
Yes, what do you say? I order out for one of those great big pizzas that you like, huh? With the extra cheese and the anchovies and the mushrooms, huh?
Oh, you're after my heart.
And I think there's enough wilted lettuce in the bottom of the fridge for me to put together a passable green salad to go with it.
Probably.
And then these trained medical hands will take a firm grip on the ice cream scoop and dish us all out some chocolate fudge swirl ice cream. How's that?
When do we eat?
I should be calling for you to come and get it in about a half hour.
Wait a minute. That still isn't a complete meal.
What'd I leave out?
The appetizer.
When you're right, you're right. See, I can take care of that easy.
Something I like better than chocolate fudge swirl ice cream.
I hope so. How's that?
How about a second helping?
Yeah, glad that shift is over. Need something to eat anyway. Here we are. Soup's on.
The young lady.
Thank you.
And tomato for the gentleman.
Thank you, Jack.
Can I get you anything else? Anything?
No, we're fine.
Okay.
Being able to produce that letter in open court would have been the icing on Logan's case, and Raven knew it.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't bust a gut when he saw us send that letter sailing off into the wild blue yonder.
Like it or not, I don't see how he's going to be able to avoid calling April to the stand to testify as to the contents of that letter.
Yeah. I don't know. I really feel kind of sorry for the guy. I mean, I don't see how he could possibly come through this custody thing without an ulcer or something. If he did, it'd be a minor miracle.
Yeah. Just as long as he comes out of it with Jamie. That's what counts.
Are you talking to me or to somebody else?
What are you talking about?
Ever since we started this conversation, you have been looking past me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your eyes are fixed on the entranceway. Are you expecting somebody or something?
Very observant.
Oh, no. Is it anybody I might know?
See for yourself.
Right this way, please.
What do you know about that?
I always thought the chief had taste.
Yeah, it seems like Mallory could have done a little better for himself.
Well, maybe he'll change his mind when he sees her bare her fangs when she tastes her soup.
I wonder how long the two of them have been an item.
I was in the chief's office today when she walked in. And the way she was behaving, I got the distinct impression that this was not their first date.
Yeah, but he can't really know her all that well.
I guess not. If he knew her as well as we did, he'd avoid her like the plague.
Boy. Wait a minute. Is that why you insisted that we have dinner here? You knew they were going to be here, didn't you?
Well, I guess maybe she mentioned it.
Mm-hmm. Bothers you, doesn't it? I mean, seeing the chief dating Raven.
I just don't want to see him get hurt by that witch.
Listen, Red, I don't exactly think it is a match made in heaven either. But the chief is a big boy, and it really is not our place to interfere.
Well, who said we're going to interfere?
Come on now. What are we doing here keeping tabs on them if not to spy?
I have an idea how we can find out where Raven and Jamie are living. That's what we need to do.
Don't you ever do that to me again. Raven, I mean it.
I don't know what I did that was so horrible.
You came barging into my office unannounced.
Well, I didn't mean to catch you with another woman. I mean, I know you have to work with Deborah Saxon.
You made me look very unprofessional.
I thought it would be a pleasant surprise.
Well, let me tell you right now, I don't like surprises.
Oh, really? Well, then why don't you go to the bar and get the check for the drinks and take me home right now? If that's going to be your attitude, we might as well call this whole thing off because I happen to be a woman full of surprises.
I don't know what kind of a woman you are.
Well, if I keep you guessing long enough, you'll never take me for granted. And that's what I want.
So, maybe that's why I always have this uneasy feeling that every time you want to see me, there's a reason. A mysterious, hidden reason.
All right, look. There's no use in hiding this anymore. Derek, I have a full confession to make. You see, Derek, actually, it's very simple.
Oh? I've never taken anything you ever said or done at face value.
Of course, you realize by now that I am not the shy, retiring type.
Tell me about it.
When I see something I want, I get it. And I want you.
Why?
You sure don't know how to take a compliment, do you? Because I like you. Because I think you're very attractive, very intelligent, very sexy. As a matter of fact, you're the most attractive man I met in a long time, and I think that the two of us could have a lot of laughs together.
You finished?
Yes.
So you think you found the way to a man's heart is through his ego, huh?
Look, Derek, I just want to be friends.
Well, I hope you forgive my skepticism, but I've found from past history that you may want something more than just my friendship.
Well, I do think that you could do a lot of good things for me.
You want to use me?
Well, let's put it this way. I'm not asking much from you. I just want you to help me and guide me and indulge me and pat me on the back when I do good and tell me when I do wrong.
Sounds to me like you want a guidance counselor, not a friend.
Oh, yes. And you must never, ever complain when I don't listen to you.
I'm going to have a lot of fun talking to the wall.
Derek, I want to change. But it's going to take time. And I need the patience of a man like you.
Raven, all you want to do with me is just play games.
You won't let me. You won't let me manipulate you, and you know it, and I know it. And I like that.
I think you're a very attractive woman, Raven. You know that. Now, this friendship you're proposing, what's in it for me?
What's in it for you?
Yeah.
Well, I have a lot to offer the right man. What is she doing here?
Hello, Chief. Raven, I'm sorry if I'm disturbing you.
So are we.
Quite a coincidence seeing you here.
Look, Deborah, if you want some ketchup to put on your pate, we don't have any at this table.
I have a message to deliver.
You're not going to tell me I'm wanted at headquarters.
No, it's nothing like that.
Is it so important that you had to come over here and disturb our privacy?
Well, the message is for you, Raven.
Oh, it is?
Your nurse called headquarters a little while ago looking for you.
How did she know I was there?
I guess you must have mentioned it to her.
Well, what did she want?
I don't really know, but I figured being the concerned mother that you are, you would want to check in with her and make sure that everything was all right.
Of course I do. Sorry, Derek.
It's all right.
You'll excuse me.
You certainly look like you're having a good time.
Aren't you on duty, Detective?
As a matter of fact, I'm not.
Well, you could be.
Yeah.
Gloria?
Mm-hmm.
It's Mrs. Swift.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Swift. What can I do for you?
What's the big emergency? Why did you call?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, wait a minute. I just got a message that I was supposed to get in contact with you.
Why would I want to... No, Mrs. Swift, no. No, it wasn't me.
Jamie's okay? There's no big catastrophe?
No. Things here couldn't be better. I just finished giving Jamie his bath, and I powdered him, and, in fact, I was singing him a lullaby when you called. That's what took me so long to answer the phone.
I see.
Yeah, whoever told you I called must have gotten their signals crossed.
Okay, well, keep up the good work, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, sure, bye.
Someone is playing games with me.
Yeah, this is police business. Reconnect me with Special Operator 4, please. Well, with a little cooperation from the phone company, it shouldn't be too hard to get that number.
And getting her address will be a snap.
There is one thing you haven't told me, however. Once we get this address, exactly what are we going to do with it? Hello? Yeah.
Well, how do those figures look?
A lot lower than I expected.
Well, let's see. This is the down payment. This is what we're mortgaging. This percentage, this many years.
Well, unless I'm wrong, isn't this figure less than your asking price?
Well, I'm willing to sell the house for what I bought it for.
I know I shouldn't ask you this, but why?
Well, I'm selling the house for practical reasons, and profit just wasn't one of my motives.
This is incredibly generous of you.
Well, just knowing that two people who love each other as much as you and your husband do is that they'll be living there is worth it to me.
I understand.
I think I'm hoping that you and your husband will pick up where Draper and I left off, building a life together in that home.
I know we'd be very happy there.
Well, look, I don't think you want to make this decision by yourself.
No, I want to talk it over with my husband. I know that he's going to think there's some catch, though.
Well, there isn't. I promise.
No, it's not that he doesn't trust people. It's just that's the way he is.
Well, he should be. He should be. I mean, my husband was the same way. He was very trusting, trusted people. He was very trustworthy himself. But when it came to anything like this, the questions, unbelievable. Well, he's a lawyer.
Oh, your husband is a lawyer.
A very good one. My husband was just a very good man.
He sounds a lot like Kirk.
Coming. Hello.
Hi, April, how are you?
Oh, well, hi, Nicole. How are you?
Okay, I was just thinking about you. Wondering what you and Julia are up to.
Oh, let's see. Julia is sleeping, and I was just about to fix myself a salami sandwich.
Oh, well, don't forget the mustard.
I won't. Listen, is Miles home yet?
Yeah, he is. He's down in the kitchen. He's preparing to cure my hunger pangs.
Miles is cooking? You're not sick, are you?
No, I'm just fine. Your dinner doesn't sound very exciting. Have you thought about hiring a cook or anything like that?
Yeah, all right, I got a small problem.
Excuse me. Oh, Chef Kavanaugh with a perplexed look on his face.
What is going on in that kitchen? I tried to find the potato scraper, peeler, whatever it's called. Couldn't find it. I can't find the salad bowl.
Oh, yeah, well, it's all there. You just have to know where to look for it. Mrs. Goodman and I reorganized the kitchen yesterday.
Oh, good. You want to give me some hints?
No. Why don't you talk to your sister? She's on the phone, and you're never going to find anything. April, I'm going to put Miles on. I've got to go down and prepare the kitchen for him to prepare dinner. Okay?
Here you go. Hi, kid. How are you?
Oh, better than Nicole and Adam are going to be once they eat your cooking, ha-ha.
You sound spunky.
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of spunky. I'm rather pleased with something I've just done.
What's that?
Well, I found a buyer for the house. Remember that lady you met on your way out of here earlier this evening? Well, I like her. And I think I'm going to like her husband. And they're both coming over here tomorrow. So I'll have a chance to meet him.